Merci, Monsieur le Président et les membres de la Commission. My name is Jerry Frappy, and I'm the Director General of the Directorate of Analysis and Assessment here at the CNSC. With me today is Monsieur Luc Sigouin, Director of Emergency Management Programs Division, Mr. Bernie Baudin, Emergency Management Program Officer within that division, and Monsieur Sigouin will be making the presentation this morning. With us, as you just mentioned, via teleconference are representatives from the New Brunswick Emergency Measures Organization, as well as Ontario's Office of the Fire Marshal and Emergency Management. We're here to provide the Commission with an update on the distribution of potassium iodine tablets, which as directed by the Commission in August of 2014. I'll now turn the presentation over to Monsieur Séguin.
Merci, Monsieur Frappier. Bonjour, Monsieur le Président, Mesdames, Messieurs les commissaires. Mon nom est Luc Sigouin. Je suis directeur de la division des programmes de gestion d'urgence à la CCSN. Today we'll provide an update on KI distribution and give an overview of the approaches being used in Ontario and New Brunswick. Bit of background. This update on the KI distribution initiative is a result of the CNSC Reg Doc 210-1 and a decision made by the Commission in August 2014 to have KI pre-distributed in the primary zone and stockpiled or pre-stocked in the secondary zone for all nuclear power plants and the CNL reactor. This requirement was included in the License Conditions Handbook for these facilities with a completion date of December 2015. The requirement was for KI to be pre-distributed to all residences, businesses, and institutions within the primary or plume exposure planning zones. The primary zone is normally between 8 and 12 kilometers for major nuclear facilities in Canada. For example, the CNL primary zone is 9 kilometers, the Ontario nuclear power plant primary zones are 10 kilometers, and the New Brunswick zone for Pointe-le-Pro is 12 kilometers. In addition, there's a requirement for KI to be purchased and pre-stocked in strategic locations for persons in the secondary or ingestion planning zone. It should be noted that potassium iodide tablets have a life expectancy of approximately 5 to 7 years, depending on the form and manufacturer. Therefore, the provinces will have to redistribute KI pills approximately every 5 years. If we look specifically at New Brunswick, in New Brunswick, KI pills have been distributed to each residence in the 12-kilometer planning zone as well as within the 20-kilometer planning zone of the Pointe-le-Pro nuclear power plant since 1982. Every household receives a bottle containing 28 KI pills. The distribution is done in a door-to-door manner by local emergency wardens and includes an information pamphlet on how to use the KI. The province of New Brunswick also has stockpiles outside of the 20-kilometer planning zone and has 3 stockpile locations beyond the 50-kilometer zone. The last distribution campaign took place in 2011, and work is already underway preparing for the refresher distribution in early 2016. New Brunswick Emergency Measures Organization will now include a new health brochure called Radiation Exposure from Nuclear Plant Incidents in their campaign of 2016. In regards to Ontario, it should be noted that KI has always been a part of the Ontario nuclear emergency plans. Currently, there are sufficient quantities of KI already in stock for residents of the 10-kilometer primary zone, and some of it is pre-distributed to institutions such as schools and healthcare facilities. This current initiative that we're providing an update for addresses expanding the pre-distribution activities to all residences, businesses, and institutions, as well as addressing KI requirements beyond the primary zone. The Office of the Fire Marshal and Emergency Management has established a cross-functional working group to coordinate and manage this initiative. In addition to the main working group, there are 2 sub or task groups in place, each focusing respectively on the distribution aspects and also on the public education aspects. More than 10 organizations are involved in the working group, including provincial ministries, regional and municipal levels, and all licensees affected by this. There is good participation and a high level of engagement from all the representatives in these working groups. If we look now at the Ontario strategy, the working group has developed a strategy for pre-distribution and pre-stocking for the Ontario sites. For the primary zones, which appear in shaded blue in these maps, sufficient KI will be distributed for each person for 2 days duration. For the secondary zone, where KI is to be pre-stocked, these are the largest circles on the maps, the working group has decided to purchase and pre-stock KI pills for the sensitive population, which consists of pregnant or breastfeeding women, as well as people under the age of 19. The status in Ontario is as follows. Bruce Power has already started the process of procurement of approximately 64,000 KI pills. They plan on initiating pre-distribution in April, with a target completion date over the course of the summer. For OPG, you can see that the number of pills required is higher due to the population base in Durham Region and the eastern part of the City of Toronto. OPG is in the process of procuring KI pills, with distribution planned for October and a target completion date of November 2015. Canadian Nuclear Labs is also in the process of moving ahead on procurement of approximately 63,000 KI pills, and pre-distribution is planned for the summer with a target completion date in the fall of 2015. In conclusion, Mr. President, New Brunswick already meets the requirements of the Commission decision. As for Ontario, key stakeholders are working together to implement an effective solution for pre-distribution and pre-stocking in each of the communities, and they are on target to meet the December 2015 deadline. This concludes staff's presentation, and we're prepared to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you.